Hello, and welcome to Luna's Den of Horror. This is a podcast of all things horror, from movies to life and all that's in between. Episode 7. Sorry for the long hiatus. Life has been crazy lately. For episode 7, I will be talking about the resurgence of old horror characters and how new characters are making their own legacies. For the past 11 years, we have seen a resurgence of popular horror characters coming back to the big and even little screen for the first time. I know 11 is an odd number, but I need to start with that year to include King Kong. While Kong has had movies before, in 2017, Kong Skull Island set in motion the movies and even a new TV show. And yes, King Kong is a horror movie. It's a creature feature. I have childhood memories of watching King Kong around Thanksgiving time, along with Mighty Joe Young. There was always one of the local TV stations playing the original 1933 movie. I also remember watching the 1976 version, starring Jessica Lange. I did not officially meet Jessica Lange, but around 2015, 2016, I can't remember the exact year, but it was after the American Horror Story Coven season, when I walked past Jessica Lange on Fifth Avenue in New York City. I was leaving work and walking to my bus stop when she came walking in the opposite direction. I recognized her right away, and she looked at me and did that side smirk wink thing that she does to tell me, shh, don't say anything. I respected her wishes, and we did the New York head check to each other and went on our ways. As someone from the city, it's what we New York City people call it. I'm used to seeing random celebrities walking around, so I have never been one to freak out when meeting one. This encounter just proves even more that celebrities are just normal people who have the ability to play different characters for our enjoyment. But let's get back to King Kong. 2017's Kong Skull Island jump-started the trend of creature features coming back, including Godzilla. Godzilla is another creature feature that I remember always watching on a Sunday during Easter time. Not sure why they chose Easter time, but it was always around that time. And it was always the original 1954 movie and then some of the sequels that came after. Godzilla had a comeback more recently with the 2014 movie Godzilla, which has spawned more Godzilla movies in the best way possible. 5 years later, in 2019, we got Godzilla, King of the Monsters, and since have spawned more sequels and a TV show. Monarch, Legacy of Monsters, on Apple TV, stars Kurt Russell and his son Wyatt Russell. It's about titans, one of which is Godzilla, and where they originated from. I was skeptical at first to watch the show, but Kurt Russell being in it made me have faith that the show itself would be good, and, well, I was wrong, because it's a phenomenal show. The storyline is great. I don't want to give too much away for those who haven't seen it, but the way they connect the past storyline with the current day storyline was perfect. The history of Godzilla is told in the show as well. They took a simple creature and fleshed its own story out so well that you wind up being drawn in and wanting more. This is a definite watch for all creature feature fans. Another horror character that has made a comeback to the small screen of TV is Chucky from Child's Play, along with his lady, Tiffany. While it only had 3 seasons, I kept seeing fans talking about it. It was an interestingly funny show that brought back Chucky in a way that has never been done before for him. Not many horror characters get TV shows. Freddy had Freddy's Nightmare in the 80s. Jason Voorhees had a Friday the 13th show, but it had nothing to do with him directly. It was more of a show where they were hunting down cursed objects, kind of like a mystery type show. Poltergeist was another one. Poltergeist, The Legacy, was a TV show named after the Poltergeist trilogy, but it had nothing to do with Carol Ann. It was about a group of people who went around helping people who were having hauntings. The only other one I can think of offhand is the more recent with the Exorcist TV show. It only has 2 seasons, but they were great. It followed 2 priests who come together to fight against demons possessing vulnerable people. I honestly wish it wasn't canceled, since it left you wanting more. Each season focused on a different family, which was a good way to set it up for success. Unfortunately, it was canceled by Fox way too early. Fox had another good show that they canceled too soon named Damien, which was based off of The Omen. It's about Damien Thorn. It was only on for one season in 2016, but it was good. Yet another canceled too soon TV show. Now, we can't move on to the next set of shows without talking about It, Welcome to Derry. This show was amazing, and it tells the story of the group of kids who came before the Losers Club. What makes this show amazing is how it connects to the It Chapter 1 and 2 movies. It even has an Easter egg at the end. I do not want to spoil this for anyone who hasn't seen it. There are quite a few different Easter eggs mixed within the episodes throughout the season. Bill Skarsgård, hopefully I did not butcher that too badly, reprises his role as Pennywise, and we even get a look into how Pennywise came to be. There's also a connection to The Shining with Dick Hallorann. I will not give any more details away, but definitely check this out. It's on HBO Max, and there is supposed to be 2 more seasons coming. Can't wait for those. I am including shows that are scheduled to air. We have Crystal Lake, which is a prequel to Friday the 13th. That was created by A24 for Peacock. This will follow Pamela and Jason Voorhees during their time at the camp before the original movie took place. This seems interesting, so hopefully it is good. We will also see 13 Ghosts getting a TV series of 13 episodes showing the stories of the 13 ghosts from the Black Zodiac that were depicted in the movie. This is being developed by Dark Castle Entertainment for release on Paramount Plus. They gave us 13 Ghosts the movie from 2001, as well as Ghost Ship, House on Haunted Hill remake, The Hills Run Red, and Orphan. Apparently, each episode will be one full story of one of the ghosts. I am actually kind of excited for this one. If done right, will be a great series, so hopefully we get a good one. Now let's get into one of the heaviest horror slashers that has had more remakes and re-imaging than any other horror slasher, and that is Michael Myers from Halloween. Halloween debuted in 1978. John Carpenter originally wrote Halloween to be a sequel to Black Christmas. He called it The Babysitter Murders. And Bob Clark told him to do his own thing, and we are all glad he did. After that, Halloween was going to be a series of movies that took place on Halloween. So when Halloween 3 didn't do well, they went with making all of them with Michael Myers as the main villain. There were 8 movies made before the Rob Zombie remake. I myself am not a fan of the Rob Zombie remake. I have watched it at least 4 times, and each time I dislike it even more. I honestly believe that the reason is because they give an explanation as to why Michael Myers is the way he is. And the whole thing about Michael Myers was nobody knew why he was doing this. You know, like nobody knew why he was going and stalking these babysitters and killing them. Nobody knew. That was what gave him his mysterious and creepy, scary factor. When you sit down and make a movie explaining why with stereotypical thinking of this is what makes a serial killer, it just killed the whole movie for me. I think the acting was great, the effects were great, it was just the storyline. For me, Rob Zombie is a hit or miss when it comes to his movies. Either I love him or I just hate him. I have actually met Rob Zombie. I met him back in early, I think it was 2003, maybe 2004, at the San Diego Comic-Con. He was signing autographs on House of 1,000 Corpses posters. I had been online with my 2 friends, John and Todd, and I was actually the last person to get an autograph. He signed the poster, which unfortunately I lost. I have absolutely no idea what happened to it, which I'm still upset about. But he signed the poster, and I said, "Thank you." And he looked up at me, and he was like, "You're welcome." Kind of like shocked. I guess a lot of people didn't just say like a genuine thank you. But yeah, it was actually pretty cool. Very nice guy. In 2018, a new Halloween movie came out that was a direct sequel to the first movie. Jamie Lee Curtis came back to reprise her role as Laurie Strode. 2021 brought us the next sequel, Halloween Kills, which is a continuation from Halloween 2018. It's Halloween night and Michael is on a rampage through Haddonfield. The series is completed with Halloween Ends that came out in 2022. Both Kills and End had mixed reviews. A lot of fans have even said they hated Ends. There's even talk of new Halloween movies to come out. Hopefully they don't, because the last thing we need is more remakes. Dracula and Frankenstein are the top two most remade and re-imaged horror characters. In 2024, we got the beautiful movie Nosferatu, a remake of the silent film from 1922, starring Lily Rose Depp. Yes, her father is Johnny Depp, who also got his start in a horror movie, A Nightmare on Elm Street, where he played Nancy's boyfriend Glenn. Lily Rose Depp plays Ellen, who Count Orlok, played by Bill Skarsgård, who we talked about earlier as Pennywise, seeks out. Nosferatu 1922 was an unauthorized telling of Bram Stoker's story Dracula, hence the usage of different character names like Count Orlok and Ellen, who are actually Mina and Dracula. The 2024 version, if you have not seen it, I suggest checking it out. The 2024 version was so beautifully filmed. It was just such a good movie. Like, I cannot recommend this movie any more than I already do. I actually bought an original painting of the ending. A vendor that does horror cons that I go to made. I will put up the name on the video at the end. At the end of 2025, we got another beautiful movie retelling the story Frankenstein. This was my favorite movie of 2025. Guillermo del Toro, hopefully I didn't butcher that, gave us an amazing retelling of Frankenstein. It was a gorgeous looking movie. The costumes were beautiful. The special effects makeup in the movie was phenomenal. Mike Hill and his team did a fantastic job, especially in creating the monster. From the storyline to the atmosphere, everything was perfect. I highly recommend seeing this movie. I do not want to give anything away about this movie, but this movie was one of the best movies from 2025, and that's saying a lot because there was a lot of good movies that came out in 2025. Now for some new, not widely known characters that will be having sequels coming soon. Let's start with Heart Eyes. This is a Valentine's Day based slasher movie. It's about a serial killer that kills couples on Valentine's Day. Good movie. If you haven't seen it already, check it out. This has a sequel in production currently. There is already a script, and it will bring back the main characters, Allie and Jay. I am looking forward to this one. I really enjoyed the first film, and now it has become part of my Valentine's Day viewing, along with My Bloody Valentine, both original and remake. Screamboat is up next, and if you want a cheesy, fun horror movie, this is it. Don't go in expecting the best movie ever, because it is not. But it is a mindless, fun popcorn movie. It takes place in New York City on the Staten Island Ferry. This is a horror re-imaging of Steamboat Willie, which had hit public domain in 2024, allowing for the likeness of what we now know as Mickey and Minnie Mouse to be used without permission. But remember, it's only the characters in the Steamboat Willie cartoon, not present-day looking characters. We watch as Willie, while small but mighty, rampage through the ferry. David Howard Thornton of Terrifier fame plays Willie. He does a fantastic job. I think if anyone else played Willie, I wouldn't have liked it as much. He's a great method character actor. Screamboat 2 is in development. I can't wait to see that one too. Now, this next one was a surprise that came out this week. Behind the Mask, The Rise of Leslie Vernon. The movie came out in 2006. 20 years later, we are getting a sequel finally. The movie is about a documentary crew that follows around Leslie Vernon, who is an inspiring serial killer, specifically idolizing slashers from horror movies. I liked the movie when it came out. It was something new, and the usage of the found footage type filming in parts of the movie made it very unique. I can't wait to see how the sequel will be. I'm excited for this one as well. Thank you all for supporting my podcast. Please hit like and follow if you haven't already. Also, feel free to leave comments with questions or suggestions. Thank you, Daunting Darkness, for the use of your music for my podcast. See all you ghouls next time on Luna's Den of Horror.